Have you ever tried working with an influencer maybe on Instagram or YouTube before and you spent a bunch of money but that influencer didn't get the results that you were looking for with your campaign? Either you didn't get enough sales or enough leads. Well, in this video we're going to share with you the secrets and the hacks to working with influencers and using it to your advantage. So stay tuned, here we go. Alright guys, welcome back, and my name is Jordan Steen, aka Serial Entrepreneur. If you guys are new here, this channel is all about social media marketing, digital marketing, personal branding, e-commerce, whatever you can possibly think of with regards to marketing or starting a business, online entrepreneurship. That's what we do here. So really quickly, if you guys are brand new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner of this video so that way you can get updated with all of our free content, tools, resources, when we do giveaways, because we do them every single week. So you're going to want to make sure you hit that notification bell as well, so that way you get the notification when we do our giveaways and our tools and resources, stuff like that. Now, a lot of you have probably worked with influencers before, or you're thinking about working with an influencer, whether it be on Instagram, or maybe you're going to find a YouTuber or a Facebook person, or just someone who has a large footprint in a specific niche, or at least you may be thinking that they need a large footprint. Well, like I said in the beginning, in today's video we're going to show you the right way to find your influencers, so that way you don't spend a ton of money and you don't get any sales from working with that influencer. You don't get any leads from working with that influencer. Oh, and make sure to stay tuned to the end of this video, where I'll make sure to give you guys the one secret that I know for sure will tell you whether an influencer is gold or fold. So stay tuned. So let's talk about this whole strategy really quick. What exactly is an influencer? Essentially, what people tend to think an influencer is someone who has a massive following, millions and millions of viewers or something like that, that are attracted to a specific idea or industry or niche or concept, right? But in reality, what I've come to find over the last, year, maybe 2 years, is that there's actually a different kind of trend happening with influencers. There's two types of influencers. There are your micro, and then there are your macro influencers. Your macro influencers are your big time influencers like Gary Vee or Ty Lopez or Grant Cardone. These are like big time influencers, very, very macro. Your micro influencers are people like myself, really. We have smaller channels, very niche focused, but our audience is very engaged. They know exactly who we are. We have more of a personal relationship with our audience than the macro influencers do. So you need to understand which type of influencer is really going to work well or the best with your brand. All right, and that's just understanding the trend. Right? And trends are important in social media. If you need more information on trends, or you're looking really to find out some of the most popular trends for 2018 so far and what's going to start happening in 2019, make sure to check this video up here. I promise you, you'll enjoy it. There's a lot of cool stuff happening with like AI and just new technology, new software coming into the industry. So check that video out after you get done here. So again, all an influencer is someone like myself who has a channel or a brand that they use to promote information or a product or service or just something specific. You guys have probably seen a lot in like the travel industry or the entrepreneurship industry, since you're following people like me. But there's all kinds of different influencers out there. There's people who enjoy shoes, like the sneakerheads. There's people who enjoy food and they do food reviews and stuff like that. Movies, comics, video games, all kinds of different stuff for influencers. And it's a great way to get really just results with your marketing campaigns if you know how to use that influencer properly. But first, you have to find out how to get that influencer and really make sure that they're actually going to be able to help you guys get the results you're looking for. So let's talk about that. So all you need to understand about influencers is that they help your clients or your brand or your business, whoever you're doing the marketing for, they help your business find new customers that are going to buy your products or, submit their information as a lead, something that's going to move the needle for your business. That's all that influencers actually do. So for example, a company who does outsourcing could come to me, and as a matter of fact, we've had this happen several times. They come to me and they say, hey Jordan, we really like the fact that you have an engaged audience. We would like for you to promote our outsourcing platform to your audience. And then we can work out a deal. They can pay me. I can create video content. It's kind of how influencer marketing works. So when it really comes down to it, influencers have to, if they're going to be effective, they need to kind of fit with 3 main factors. The first factor, number 1, is going to be their reach and engagement, okay? So let's start with reach. Reach is how many people they can get their message to. On average, you want to look at, how many people they're reaching on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis, on a, half year and then annual basis. And what you can do is you want to make sure that you ask them specific information like how many unique visitors are considered in that traffic. So if they reach, a million impressions in a year, like if somebody had 1 million impressions in a year, well, out of that 1 million impressions, what was the unique reach? What was the unique visitor count on that impression count, right? So that's what's really important, understanding how many unique visitors they're getting every single day or week or month. All right, and then matching that up to your product or service or your industry. If you have a smaller industry, like for example, if you compare like, I don't know, apples in comparison to like guava melons. People probably buy more apples than they do guava melons, so you have more people to market to, right? So understand the differences there. Now, the next part is engagement. Engagement is probably one of the most important things that you need to look at when it comes to an influencer. Engagement says this person posts content and their audience actually engages, right? So if there's no engagement, if I'm posting, right, say I have 1 million followers, but I'm posting, but nobody ever comments, nobody ever likes, nobody ever shares the content, well, what's really the benefit of posting, right? If I have 1 million followers, but nobody engages with it, there's no point. That's not going to sell anything. So you really want to make sure that they have enough engagement. Number 2 is contextual credibility. All right. And what that means is essentially if we had a guy who was an influencer in the, personal fitness niche, right? But this guy was severely overweight. Would you listen to this guy on his workout advice or on his weight loss advice? No. But if we took that same guy, he lost 300 pounds and then was super, super buff, and then he came back and said, hey, this is me, this is my journey, this is how I made all of this, weight go away, here's how you can do it too. Would you listen to him? Yes. So make sure that they actually have contextual credibility. Make sure that they don't just post stuff, but they actually know what they're talking about, or they're really truly involved in the niche or industry that they're involved with. The third and final quality is going to be salesmanship. All right. And salesmanship just basically means if this person is talking about how to train a dog, right? And they're trying to, their brand is all about dog training or just pets, right? You want to make sure that when they talk to their audience that they actually have some personality, some salesmanship, something that is going to drag you into watching more of their content. So if you're looking at their videos and they're just kind of like this and they don't really talk too much, and somehow they got a big following by doing this, it might not be the best fit for you, because honestly, I would not watch that, and I'm sure a lot of you wouldn't watch that either. So make sure that they're actually personable, that they can sell something, that they are business savvy. Don't work with someone who doesn't really understand business. It's going to be a headache for both of you. Basically, the higher these 3 factors, the better off you are. So make sure you make a list, make a little graph and say, okay, this person's got this score, this score for these 3 categories, and then, rank them all, prioritize them all, and then select the best one for you. So the next step is to actually find your influencer. Right now, what I recommend you do is go on to Instagram or YouTube. Those are my 2 favorite platforms to find influencers on. Facebook can work sometimes if they have a large enough following, but from what I found, Instagram and YouTube work the best. If you're looking for some really cool information on an influencer, or you find an influencer and you want to see a little bit more about their channel, what I recommend you do is actually check out Social Blade. All right, socialblade.com. And what you can do is look up by YouTube person or by Instagram person or channel name, and it'll show you all the details about their channel growth, whether they're buying stuff or if it's actually organic growth. Once you find an influencer, the best way to do that, if you're on Instagram, just shoot them a DM. Basically a direct message. I don't know why that word cracks me up so much. I think it's probably because that stupid song. So shoot them a direct message in Instagram. That usually works out great. If they don't have, or if you're not getting a message from them, a lot of them leave their email address in their bio or have a little button for you to email them, so you can do it that way too. Now, if you're on YouTube, you'll want to go to their channel and then you actually click the About button on the very right. If you're on mobile, it might be a little different, but find the About button on their channel page, on their channel homepage. And then when you get to the About button, they usually have their contact information somewhere on there. If an influencer doesn't have their contact information on their YouTube channel, then they probably don't do shoutouts or anything like that. Same thing applies to Instagram. All right, so the next thing you're going to want to figure out is how to compensate that influencer. And a lot of influencers do it one of two ways. Either one, you compensate them via cash, like you pay them money. The other way is to give them maybe a sample of your product or something free from your company, something like that. Influencers are also all about exposure. Most of them are trying to grow their own brand and their own reach. So if you have a way where you can actually work out promoting them to an audience of your own, then that works out for both parties. You're both reaching new potential customers. So you can work it out one of those three ways. All right, guys, definition time. Basically, what I want you to know is this one term. It's called a shout out. If you hear that term thrown around, essentially what they're saying is a post. So you could say, we want 5 shout outs in a week. All right, that would mean that they're going to post for you 5 times in that week, just so you know. All right, we're back. And so what I want to go into now is once you've started to qualify your influencers from the 3 points that we just mentioned previously, the next thing that you're actually going to want to do is determine what kind of marketing strategy you plan to use with this influencer. And what I found to work the best are the following. Number 1, running a giveaway. Best way to do it. Honestly, the absolute best way to do it. And the reason why is because people always love free stuff. So get that influencer to give away one of your products. Don't just post about it and do a cool thing. Do a giveaway for that product with a cool video, you know, highlighting that product, showing how cool and fun it is, make it funny, something like that. And there you go. Perfect giveaway idea or promotional idea to do with an influencer. The second cool idea would be to make it a game. That's actually a really cool idea that's kind of been coming out recently, where you actually give them a time period. So say like 3 hours or a day, 7 days, or week, whatever. 7 days and a week are the same. But you get what I'm saying. Basically, you give them a time period and you say, hey, mention our name or tag this name. So you could do the business or the client's name. Tag this name as many times as you want. Every time you tag it, you receive points, something like that. And then basically from there, all you do is you calculate the points, and whoever has the most points for mentioning your name the most gets the prize. So you'll obviously want to set up some rules or some guidelines. You can only mention it, 3 times in one day, blah, blah, blah. Can't be mentioned, between 2 hours of each other, whatever. Set up your own rules to the game, but essentially what I'm trying to say is, and you don't even have to necessarily do that game, but make it a game. Do something fun where people actually want to get engaged and maybe earn points to win that product or, whatever that contest idea may happen to deal with. The third one is going to be a product use video. So just get the influencer to actually use your product and talk about how cool it is and just show quick snippets of them using the product, and that's it. It's gold. And number 4 is just plain and simple. All you're going to do is use promo codes, and the promo codes basically just give a instant discount to that person. So just, flash them on the screen, flash them on the video, whatever, but just use promo codes. Simple. All right, these last 2 things you're just gonna definitely want to make sure you remember, because it kind of goes along with the whole affiliate, or not affiliate, but influencer process. And the first thing is, number 1, just obviously mobile optimization. We talk about this all the time, but if they get to the landing page or the website that you're trying to get them to and the experience isn't optimized for mobile, then it's going to deter users, so you can't really blame the influencer for their marketing not working. All right, so make sure that your page is optimized for mobile so that way they have the best user experience, which means more conversion, more sales for you. The last thing would be the second thing really, would be to focus on the user, right? Really provide something that's going to be useful for them. So what I like to, kind of revert back to is how all these big brands give away like iPads and $100 and blah, blah, blah. Like, that's cool and all, but does it really help someone, right? I like to give away courses because I know that if I give away a course, at least it's benefiting people. We're doing a giveaway, but it's also the giveaway that I'm giving to that person can potentially teach that person how to make income for themselves for the rest of their lives instead of just giving them $100, right? So make it useful, make it worth it to them, help build trust with your community by doing things that are actually valuable to them. Think about the user first. All right, guys, so that's it for this video. Just remember one thing. You don't have to actually, have a super large audience with your influencer for them to be able to make you money or run a successful campaign. It really is all about, and here's that #1 secret tip, and I'm going to teach you how to know how to recognize this tip. But the #1 tip that I can give you for finding an influencer is really doing a thorough analysis of their engagement. Okay, so if they're posting video, you want to look at a few things. Video views, likes, shares, comments, and I think that's it. Basically, that's pretty much it. You're looking at the engagement on that video. How many people did it drive? If they can show you analytics for some of their posts showing how many follows, each post got them, right? Because that's a super important factor. If their posting is getting them a ton of follows on each post, that's considered a form of engagement. So have them send you those analytics to their posts and to their page for the month or for, again, that specific post. So that way you can kind of understand what their engagement is really like. Also understand that I can go out there and put on an engagement bot that will give me 600 likes every time I post something. So you really have to look at it and say, okay, well, how do we know what amount of views or amount of likes or whatever is going to be good? What rate of engagement is good for that user? What I like to do is basically combine all of their engagement statistics and make sure it's at least the same on an average basis as the amount of subscribers or followers they have. So if I have 1,000 subscribers or 1,000 followers and I post something to Instagram, I want to make sure that I'm getting at least 1,000 video views on every video that I'm posting. At least. I usually look for a double, right? So if they have 1,000 followers, I usually look to have about 2,000 video views per video. Just so that way I know for a fact that it's much more engaging. And then I look at other things like, if they got 2,000 video views, they better have at least, 5 to 10 comments on that post. And they better have at least, 250 to 500 likes on that post. And really, once you get into it and you start kind of analyzing your niche, because it's a little bit different for every niche, but once you start analyzing your niche, it starts to all become a little bit more clear. So that's the trick. And again, it applies to whether that's YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Look at the engagement rate and make sure that that engagement rate is, I recommend double of their follower count or their subscriber count. All right. If you want to learn more about personal branding or monetizing a passion that you may have, the good thing for you is we are doing something really cool in the month of August. We're launching our personal brand and influencer marketing course in August. What we're actually doing is we're doing a pre-sale for the course. So you're going to be able to get it for $299. That's it. This course is going to have people like Maxwell Finn, me, Ruan Marino, Desmond Glenn, Patrick Kinney, all kinds of big names out there who have super successful personal brands that are making them anywhere from $100,000 to $1 million, $5 million, $10 million plus per year. So if you are looking to get in, we are launching the pre-launch again on August 1st. It's only going to be $299. Once the pre-launch is over on August 31st, when we launch the course, it's going to jump up to $599. So, and then it's going to quickly go up from there from $599 to probably about $999 and then $1299 because we have so many like influencers, marketers just like me who are coming on this course to teach you how to really build a successful personal brand. So make sure to check out the link in the description below. It's also just serialentrepreneur.academy in your URL, and type that in and you can go check out our site there. All right, guys, so that's it for this video. Make sure that you do me a favor and click subscribe right here in the bottom right-hand corner of this video if you are new to our channel, so that way you can get updates about all of our content. But make sure that you hit that notification bell, otherwise YouTube's not going to send you those notifications. And you don't want to miss out on our free giveaways for courses or free resources, tools, videos, all kinds of stuff like that. All you returning visitors, you know I love you guys. Thank you very much for showing up as usual. And if you like this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up so that way other viewers like you can get access to these videos. That's the only way they're gonna get it. So make sure you do that. And if you have any questions about personal branding, make sure to leave me a comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So I'll see you guys on the next video. Until then, Serial Entrepreneur out. Later, guys. Ready to start living the six-figure work wherever, be your own boss lifestyle? Well, at Serial Entrepreneur Academy, we'll teach you how to use a laptop and internet to start your own social media and digital marketing agency. Get started with our free Facebook ads training. Links in the description below, guys. See you in the course. Serial Entrepreneur out. even influencer. Make sure that your page is optimized.